if there's a part of you that you're trying to hide from a woman because you're afraid that she's going to lose interest, that she's not going to like you, I want you to share that exact thing in the first 10 minutes of meeting her. Let me repeat, if there's a part of your personality, of yourself, your family, your job, your situation in life that you're afraid, you're trying to hide from a woman because you think, okay, she's just going to leave me when she finds out, just share it in the first 10 minutes. And I'm not coming at this from this, super alpha perspective of just do whatever you want. If she's going to like you, she's going to like you. But look, you're screwing yourself over by not sharing certain things because you have all these stories in your mind of what a woman likes, what a woman doesn't like. And reality and your thoughts aren't always the same thing. And look, I'll tell you some stories from personal experience and also from experience working with clients. So I had a client who was a very successful guy, and he started the coaching with me, and he started approaching women, and he started to actually go on dates. And he said, Armin, one of the issues that I have is that when I'm speaking with a woman, I'm in a date, I'm kind of afraid to share the fact that I am a dad, that I have a son, because he had went through a divorce, and then he wanted to meet women again, and he had a son. And I told him, so what you're gonna do is that the next date that you have with this woman that he was meeting, you're just gonna tell it in the first 10 minutes. And the new women that you meet, you're gonna do the exact same. And he looked at me with the face of like, what? Because in his mind it was, I'm gonna meet the woman for 1, 2, 3, 4 dates. We're gonna sleep together, we're gonna be together for 1, 2 months, and then I will say it in a apologetic way, like, look, we like each other a lot, but there's something I gotta tell you. I already have a son. Like, this drama in his mind. And I told him the total opposite, just do it in the first 10 minutes. So, you know, the guy was super committed, and he said, you know what, I just trust you, I'm just gonna do it. So he goes ahead, has the next date, shares it, and then we have the next mentoring call, and he says, oh my God. Not only did I feel amazing by sharing it, because it's like a weight off my shoulders, but also the reaction from the woman was actually positive. Like, she started asking me about my child and how was my relationship with him and what things he did, and she was super, open and excited about it. And what he found out is that all the thoughts that he had in his mind about the reaction that a woman is going to have about you having a son already with another woman, which were, oh, it's going to be negative, were not real. It was just your imagination, the things that you watched in some movie, the things that you read online. It doesn't have anything to do with reality. And the only way to find out what has something to do with reality is actually to go ahead and test it. And what he found out, and by the way, this is something true for all the dads out there, is that women love a man who already has a kid. And these, most women, I'll tell you, there are some who are like, oh my God, no, he already has some family. I want somebody who doesn't have anyone yet. But I'll tell you, in my experience, working with many men who came from divorces, came from, separations, and had children, is that this was no problem at all. And in fact, women loved it. So, and this is because they already see, oh my God, he is somebody more mature. He already knows how to take care of somebody. He's somebody who is not gonna be super crazy, partying here, partying there. He's a bit more stable. And also there's a pre-selection element where, oh, another woman already selected this man. So it's kind of like I have the social proof of this thing. It's kind of like you become a client of a company, and you already see that this company has positive reviews. This is like a very weird analogy, but just something for you to understand, okay? So this is just one example. He thought that it was going to be super negative. He shared it, and the women loved it. Now, I had another situation with a client who was working in the military in Spain. And he asked us, look, and he was talking with my business partner. He was saying, look, when I approach a woman and they ask me, what do you do? I kind of try to hide the fact that I'm in the military, because she might think that I'm some sort of fascist. This is like very not super common in Spain, but some people think that, oh, if you're in the military, you're like this super, right wing person, la li la la. And what my business partner told him, and it's something that I share as well, is that just share it in the first minutes of meeting her. Because number one, you think that she's going to have a negative reaction to it. But as we proved with many other clients who had things with their job, with their family, with anything else, when you share it, the woman many times has a positive reaction to it. And then you're also filtering. So the women who think that being in the military makes you some kind of fascist man, you probably don't want them around you because they're not using their brain too much. So you're actually doing something good by telling it up front because you filter for the women who are excited to meet you. The kind of women who would see a man who's in the military and would say, "Oh my God, he's serving his country. He's doing a very important service for the country. He's somebody serious. He's somebody who's hardworking. He's somebody who has discipline." The women who are going to think that are the ones that you want to have around you. So by sharing that fact about you, you filter for the women that you want to have around you long term. And I'll give you another example. So myself, when I started doing coaching for dating, and this is back in the times when I was doing it for Spanish clients in Spain, the first months I was hiding it. So when a woman asked me, "What do you do for work?" I would say, "Oh yeah, just marketing, working online, la li la la." And I realized that I didn't feel good by hiding it or saying something more general to not talk about the specifics because I could feel it, the woman could feel it, and in general, I didn't feel free. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to share it from the first moment. Hey, yeah, I'm a dating coach. I help men become better with women, approach women anywhere, and have amazing relationships. And I started doing it just like very unapologetic. And again, the reactions I got were incredible, amazing. So the women were like, what the fuck? And also, they were very curious about it and they started asking more and more about it. And when I shared more why I do it and also the personal transformation that I went through, it was something that made me connect with the kind of women that I wanted. Women who valued self development, women who valued having freedom and being able to work from anywhere, a woman who valued somebody ambitious, somebody who just calls for what he wants, no matter if it's socially accepted or not. And it's something that allowed me to connect with amazing women. And it's a lesson that sometimes we forget because you get these influences of men who say, especially like in the red pill spheres, be mysterious, don't share everything about you, just say what the woman wants to hear. And in reality, what happens is that when you do that, you might get a woman, but you don't get the woman that you really want to be with. You're just, because you're attracting a woman who's attracted to a certain caricature that you put in front of you, but is not attracted to a real you. You're filtering for the wrong women. And also, you don't feel as free. When you're with a woman, you want to be free. So anything you think, just say. Of course, being respectful and not crossing certain boundaries and lines. But what I'm talking about is that if you have that in mind, the fact that you have a child or that you have a certain job or the fact that you like certain things, some hobbies that you have, if you like anything, if you play the violin, some people might think, oh, I don't want to share that because she might think that I'm a bit nerdish, or if you like certain type of movies or if you like certain type of hobbies that you have, just share it up front. And it's going to allow you to, number one, filter for the woman that you want. And number two, also be much more free when you're interacting with those women. So again, just think about it, okay? Think about all the things that you might hide a little bit because maybe you're not lying up front, but you're trying to just push it away a little bit. So, oh yeah, I'll talk about it in the future. I'll talk about it after a third date, like my client about his son. Just do it in the first minutes. And I remember that I used to have conversations which were kind of crazy. So at one point in my life, I was very into the NoFap community and the fact of like no masturbation. That's what it means, NoFap, and doing cold showers and all these things that I was doing in the morning. And I would share that as well with the women. So the type of conversations that we would have after 2 minutes of meeting in the street, literally, were that I'm a dating coach, that I'm talking about like NoFap, I'm talking about these cold showers. And the woman is like, who is this man in front of me? Like literally, who is this man? And yes, I probably pushed away some women who were like, okay, this is too crazy for me. I need something a bit more vanilla. But guess what? Amazing, because they're gonna get that vanilla guy, and then the woman who hears this and is like, oh my god, I've been looking for somebody that gives me these emotions, that gives me this vibe. She's gonna be super excited to meet you. And it's exactly what would happen. And sometimes I would think, okay, how is it possible that I would have situations where in the first hours of meeting a woman, we would go back to my place and have an amazing experience together. How would it be possible that women after women would tell me, I've never done this before? Of course, they can lie about it, but I'm talking about that you can kind of feel that it's not something super normal for them. Like meeting somebody in the street, for example, or in the first date ending up in your place, or things like this. And you think about it, and how is connection created? Connection is created when what you do in life and what she does in life and the type of experience that you're looking for in life is connected. And in order for that to happen, you have to convey your personality. You have to speak freely. You have to eliminate the filters that you have in your mind. And then that connection is possible. That same client that was telling me about his not sharing the fact that he has a son, months later, started having some experiences which were incredible. Just approaching a woman in the middle of the street, going for drinks with her that same day, that same moment that he met her in the street, going for dinner, then going back to his place and having an amazing experience together. And this would be something that he got 1 and 2 and 3 times. Also having many women that he's seen. So getting to an abundance point. And I know that some of you that you're watching this, you want a stable relationship. How better is the relationship going to be if you approach it from a point of abundance, that you have many options and you choose one that you really, really like? So maybe you date 2, 3, 4 women with honesty, of course. And then one of them you really connect with, you start a relationship with her together. How better is that going to be than just having one option that just falls into your lap? You don't even like her, but she's the only one that you can get, so you just start something together. It's a disservice for you and for her. So again, all this is possible when you start sharing more and more about yourself. Just think about it. And in the next interaction that you have, just share the thing that you are ashamed of the most, the thing that you're trying to hide the most. Share it in the first 5 minutes and see the reaction that you have and that the woman has. That's it for today's video. And if you're a man who wants to unleash his natural attraction, to attract naturally the women that he desires the most, to have either high quality dating in abundance or meet your ideal long-term partner, then you can go to armengaribian.com. That's my website, and you'll find information about this topic and a way to contact me and see if we're a good fit together to work on your dating goals. That's it, and I'll see you on the next video.